A lot of people think that connecting with their characters requires a crazy voice or a long backstory. The truth is, it's actually something way simpler. At one point or another, either you or someone at your table has probably had issues with connecting with the character they've created. You create this awesome character, you're really excited to play them for whatever reason, you just don't connect. A lot of times, what we end up doing is we try to make it more of a performance than trying to really connect with the meaning and the heart of the character and what we're trying to do. So today, I'm actually going to cover two topics. One, as a player, how do you connect with your characters and how I do for mine? And two, as a DM, as a game master, a dungeon master, how do you get your players to really connect with their characters? The player side. The first thing is don't worry about creating this big complex character. Pick one thing. Start with just one thing that drives the character. It can be a value, a goal, maybe it is part of their backstory, but that relationship, that goal, that value matters a lot more than pages of backstory. Next, make decisions in character, not sitting at the table, but in the game. A character is going to seem a lot cooler, and you're going to understand your character a lot more and connect with them better if you're making those decisions based off of what they're actually doing. Don't just base it off of what best benefits your character. Don't just min max, but really let those decisions matter. And let your character change. Character growth and consequences and relationships that deepen, that is going to make your character feel real and it's going to let you keep in mind what they're focused on, what those goals are, and why the relationships that they have matter. Now, for the DMs watching, how do you get players to connect with your characters? We've all been at the tables, whether playing or running a game, where we have players that are willing to just throw characters to their death left and right because they want a strong magic item or they're upset with a decision or whatever else, and there's not really a deep connection with their characters. So how do we as DMs really make sure our characters are connected? The first, don't just threaten their hit points, don't just threaten their magic items. Put things in the game that threaten their values, their relationships, and their goals. Make decisions matter. We talked about this in the last week. Make their decisions matter. The more that we, as a DM, the more that we can incorporate the character's values into the game that's happening, it's going to make the character feel real, and your player is going to want to make decisions based more on that. Second way, DMs, create small personal scenes with your characters. Those quiet moments often are going to build stronger relationships between player characters or deepen their values. Those small, quiet moments, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, where a character gets to talk about their loss, gets to talk about why they made a decision they made, or maybe your party needs a minute to sit down and really talk through some of the things that had happened up to that point. And last thing for DMs, let the world react to the character's choices. Let NPCs, maybe their relationship or their view of the character changes. Let the world respond to the personality and the choices that the characters make. At the end of the day, the more evolved that your NPCs are, that the world is around your characters, the more real it's all going to feel. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be pages and hours of prep based off of one decision, but think about it like real people. If someone were to come in and say or do what happened, then let the world react to that. The king, for example, if you're coming into the courtroom, is going to, and the paladin strides forward and thinks he's evil and challenges the king, that's going to get a reaction. If the quiet rogue goes up and starts to try to pickpocket someone and gets caught that they shouldn't have been trying to do, there's a reaction and a fear in that. Or if your lonely bard begins to develop feelings for a PC or an NPC, and you start to notice little changes in their personality, give the characters opportunities to interact with that. More opportunities you give your characters and your players to make real decisions and impact everything around them, that's going to help both the players connect with their characters more and the characters to feel more real in the game. Overall, Whether you are a player or a DM, always try to tie everything back to story over just stats and magic items. If it's only about that, your game a lot of times is going to lack in the depth of the story and the closeness to the characters. Connection is what is going to turn a game into a story that people will remember and want to come back for time and time again. Here at For King and Castle, that is the type of games and stories that I love to build. The ones that go deep and really question morality and decision making and things of that nature. The best games I've DM'd and the best ones I've played in are always the ones that aren't just straight and narrow paths that are chopping through a horde of goblins to get to the treasure, but are the ones that really make you sit and wonder, what is my character going to do and what are the repercussions of that? Really hope this helped you guys. Here at 14 Castle, I drop new videos every Tuesday, helping you as a player and a DM create better stories and better tables. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope to see you guys again next week.